Alright guys, we are back at it. So I do need a couple more of these fittings. I'll give you a bit of an update on what I'm doing here in a second. Just going to rip this insulation out and set it over here for the moment. Alright, so decided I'm going to have the sink facing the sort of traditional way with the tap in the corner, overflow pipe over here, coming that way rather than that way. Main reason being is I want the space here, and I also want the plumbing to be easy and simple, and pretty straightforward just to drill through that on the other side. That's just a bit of plywood. So what I'm going to do right now is just I'm going to cut this, put in a T, drill through this, and mark up where I want the tap to come through. And then I'm going to leave this disconnected at the moment, so I'm going to have another T here. I thought maybe I will kind of run up and put another one of these fittings up here somewhere, so I can have a tap down below and then a tap up here, and that will just be a valve straight onto the steam condenser. The steam condenser can mount to this wall, and I'll have another tap over here as well. That'll be like fill the kettles. For now though, I'm just gonna put that there, and I will grab my knife and my tape measure, and I will cut out this PowerPoint. So now, center of the PowerPoint's this line on the ground here. So he's marked the center location of the PowerPoint. He's marked the distances, 1735, which is those there and there. You can see he's marked the center of that one as well, and 300, which is 300 up the wall. So I will measure up 300 from that distance. That's actually here. Knife, and I'll go straight in and down. That's the bottom of the plate. Go up until I hit the top. Go left. That's the plate there. And I can go left from this side. Left side of it, which makes sense because we're half the stud width across from the center of the stud. Now we're rubbing against that metal plate there, so I'll just take this one across. It's just been angled a little bit too far up for that one. And there's our wiring there. As I mentioned before, he did install these so I could use them. Now I know they're not. I'll just go across. Now these ones have a little. I'll show you in a second. It's a bit of a pain really. Just cut that paper before it tears out. These actually have a, you can see here, it's got the little circular shape in there, little lug that sticks out. So we've got the square opening. See, on this side it's got the same, so I just need to tidy that up a little bit around there and cut that out so that I can actually screw in my PowerPoint. Oh, so he can screw in the PowerPoint when he comes back. So that's through. Now I've got my network to do as well. I've got those two there, 1100 high. Now I marked 1100 on this one. I won't cut this one yet. I've got a laser, so what I'll do is I'll set my laser to the bottom and I'll just mark the bottom, because these C brackets that I've got, they go horizontal. So along the bottom, let me just open it up and show you if you're not familiar. I know, in the States and Europe you probably use something different. Here in Australia we just have the wiring in the back of the wall cavity. We don't have any boxes or anything like that mount to the wall. A little bit different standards, I guess. But this is the type of C bracket that we commonly see in this country. These holes are for us to mount the PowerPoint. You can see that lines up with those reasonably well. The two inside holes. So this also is 10mm. These little black clips that clip over, that actually sits on top. So your bottom level is the most important because you want it to sit level. There is a little bit of adjustment in the PowerPoint itself, so if this is slightly off, it's not a big deal, but you generally want it pretty straight. I'll just pop a level up, get a level, rough level. And that's going to be the bottom bracket. So then I stick that there, and I will just draw that, and then obviously join it at the top. It's going to need to be up to there. And that's going to be enough, really. We've just got a few network cables coming through there, so as long as I can extend it out higher later. I'm just gonna so I'll base it off that bottom line, not the one above it, because that's not cut. Not drawn with the level. Sorry, I realised you might not be able to see what I've been doing this whole time. That's that, and then I'll come up that height of that box that I've drawn on there. So you can hear the cables in there moving. Yeah, should be 4 or 5 cables that come through this hole. I can't exactly remember, but together as well, so we'll see. They weren't pinched or anything. So they'll all get cut off to about there anyway. But they weren't pinched, they were just hooked in from the cool. Alrighty. So this is my plumbing manifold. Allows me to swap between mains water from the street and tank water from the pump. Water comes in down the bottom here, splits off to both pumps, garden pump and house pump. Lawnmower comes out into the supply back to the house. So our tanks are off to the side that way, and our house is back that way. So that goes down underground, runs into the house. We've teed off here years ago now, and the plumber put a valve in. It comes across up here now into here. I will seal that hole properly later. So we've got plumbing connected here, so it comes through the hole in the wall here, comes in, splits down. That's going to be the cold supply for the tap. It comes across over here, tees off, goes up here, and also up here. This is for my steam condenser. I'll just have a ball valve there. This is a pot filler. I will just have a ball valve there for now. If I choose to change the fittings later, I can. You can always put new taps on, that sort of thing. Down here will be the connection to a standard sink tap, so nice and easy. Today I've got just a small little exhaust fan that I need to put a hole in the wall for. So that will be up here. The idea is just to give us enough airflow to take some moisture out. I don't actually have a hole saw big enough for it, so it is what it is, but I'll find something to drill it out. I think I've got a 90mm one. I'm not sure it's suitable for timber, so I might just leave it. I might just put it in later once I've got a better hole saw for it, but I need to run the wiring there, which means I need to come from here. I'm just going to put the rough wiring in. I'm not going to wire it in, obviously. So I'm just going to run a bit of cable through here, come across. I'm going to drill a hole in here, and then there'll be some wiring there. So I'll just do that. It'll take me 2 minutes, and that'll be it. I can move on to putting all the insulation and all the fun stuff back in. And this wall is pretty much done, except for down here I will have 2 waste lines going out. So I want to take the solids out and separate them before I discharge. I don't have a sewer connection here, so I am on a septic system. I have the rest of the sheeting. You will see, see that there, that's 3600 long. That will do this wall, that wall. I've got the sheets here for this wall, and that will also do the roof. So we'll start the roof from back there, ceiling. We'll take the plugs out of the lights, put it in, and mark up our holes, plug those lights back in, and then we can move on to the next sheet. Take the lights out, mark the holes that are marked on the floor. I've got my laser. We'll just shoot a laser up, and we'll be on our way. Plug them, cut the hole, plug them back in. And then the last sheet we have to trim down. The sheets are, what are they, 200 too long, so we'll have to take 200 off to get them on, but I want to do these first. We do have a hoist for the sheeting as well. One of the neighbours has a hoist, he's a builder, so we'll just be able to do that. And we'll be good to go. Alright, so I get this hole cut. It's just one hole, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Hopefully the battery's charged. There's already a hole there. Looks like I don't need to worry about it because there's already a hole there. Alright, we've got to roll a cable. This is the 5. It's in a drawer about, I think it was not even that, probably about 40 watts. So I'll just leave a fair bit. I do have some cutters in the house, or some other stuff I'm working on. Just pop these outside. So I'll probably just tie that onto there just to keep it all aligned. Now this will get replaced with a 2-gang, so I can control the fan and the light, and I'll have a relay behind it. Allows the switch to be momentary buttons instead of switching, and that'll trigger the relay to turn on and off rather than do it the old-fashioned way with just the switch. That way I can actually program it that when I turn it on, it turns on for, you know, the length of the brew day, you know, 4 hours, 5 hours or whatever, and then it automatically turns off. Or I can turn it so that on long press, for example, I can, or double press, that sort of thing, I can trigger it to continue running or turn off in 45 minutes or whatever the situation might be. So that's all done. That will be enough extra cable to deal with whatever I need to deal with, and I've got a little bit of extra down here, and he comes out to do all of that. Yeah, tuck that in for now, just behind the there, so when I do sheet and turn off all the lights, sheet these walls, I will be able to, yeah, just do what I need to do, pull it through, and then I won't fit off the, like obviously won't fit it off, but yeah, I'll leave that, get him to hook that up later. Network I'm doing myself. I know how to terminate those, and they're low voltage, so no issues with legality of doing it. Yeah, I'm just pretty much waiting for my car to be ready down at the mechanic. Just have some issues with the glow plugs, so and inspection for registration, so it should be ready soon, and I'll pop in and pick up some plumbing on the way, the last little bit of plumbing. Might just give this a clean out with the vacuum, clean up all the mess that I've made on the floor with all the wood chips and shavings from cutting plumbing holes in. I'll do that, and then might look at doing the bottom sheet here.